Let me see. Okay, so over the last decade, Jordan Peele has transformed from a master of skit comedy into one of the most visionary storytellers in modern history. Right, so with Get Out, we had a refined form of horror through sharp social commentary. Us shows us the terror of facing our own reflections, right? And then Nope reminded us of what we should be afraid of, or there is no safety even in the skies above us. 3 cultural moments, and now Jordan Peele returns with his most daring project, a story that blurs faith, obsession, and fear. This is him. Yes, I've been gone for 3 months. Why? And I got tired. I'm not gonna lie, I got tired. And so jump right into it. Xavier White, played by Marlon Wayans, the GOAT of the league football, the Saviors team, and the kids look up to him. But he's coming up on the end of his last contract, and you know, the team Saviors are looking for the next best thing. Cam has idolized Xavier for literally all of his life. His dad has even compared Cam to Xavier, saying you can be what Xavier is and was. Unfortunately, Cam's dad passes away, and Cam has to go on this journey, entering into the combine without his dad. But his family, his motivation is still there. There is an incident that happens where Cam is getting ready for the combine, and he suffers a traumatic brain injury, concussion, and at this point, they're wondering, can Cam, number one, can he do what he needs to do to show off at the combine? Number two, he can't really take too much physical activity to make sure that it recovers properly. Down, everybody's having these, spats of emotions, and all of a sudden, he gets this opportunity. Xavier White tells Cam, let me train you for a week to get ready for the combine. Is overly excited, of course, and he goes. And so they're building this relationship. The training is going well. Cam is having a ball. It looks like there's this cohesiveness between Xavier and Cam, this mesh of, the next great quarterbacks. And then all of a sudden things start to get weird, and it just keeps growing and growing. But there is these overarching items that I want to bring up that really highlighted to me that this was a movie of significance. So number one, the way in which that they pictured or they illustrated football simply being a religion, a ritual, a rite to passage, an ideology, as you may think. And so it demonstrates a way of, we provide money, we sacrifice our most valuable item, which is time, to the game. And this is the people that play the game, and this is the people that watch the game. It is everyone that from Thursday to Sunday pushes everything aside and literally dedicates days upon days for 17, 18, 20, whatever weeks to it. So much we will even sacrifice our kids for it. And we will, in essence, provide our kids in some form of offering towards the game. And I know in 2025, we talk a lot about Christianity and things of that nature, but I think the masterpiece that Jordan Peele showed, especially for the Black community, is the way in which that we will truly sacrifice for our game. Not so much to just take the principles out of the game or extract the principles out of the game, but truly dedicate an obsession in our time and even our children towards it. And so I like that he's calling this out. I think it's highly interesting. So the mere fact that he even made the football players or the football team called Saviors, right? Literally, they also show the fans, the possessiveness of the fans or the fanatics, literal fanatics. And this is in ways in which that we would show or look at ourselves. And I think Jordan Peele does a great job of really highlighting the true obsession that this game is to this country. And I don't think a lot of people are comfortable with it. One thing that I thought about when I was watching it was that how demonic we particularly are, and specifically the sports. Just saying. I think that was something that was pretty interesting. I know in this day and age, a lot of people can't really take criticism, so it is what it is. But I also loved the history lesson about the football game. Where did it come from? Where there were the Indians that actually pioneered the forward pass and the spiral due to the circumstances of the game and how it was played back in the day. And they are innovative. They were so innovative to the game, to what we see now. And I love the way that Xavier said it, was that even though they done all of this for this particular game, the only thing they got out of it was becoming mascots. Take it however you want. Another thing that actually stuck out to me was Xavier White's wife. I'm just going to leave that there. You just need to see it. Jordan Peele is putting things in such intricate pieces and intricate plays. I can't get mad at it. Another reason why I can't get mad at this is that one, they also showed Cam as being viewed in some form of cattle. It was especially when he was doing this during his physical and the way that they were just handling him, in my opinion. I was like, wow, he just looks like the next cow on the farm, you know, great stuff there. But the most important thing that I want to tell you is being a Southern boy. What makes this movie great to me was that they allowed Gucci Mane's Lemonade as a part of the score. I said, oh, masterpiece, stupendous, spectacular, brilliant cinema, right? And I can see why some would. Me in particular, I love the mere fact of what this movie is calling you to reflect on. This isn't just about football. This is the piece that we should talk about, because we don't really talk about football in this magnitude. We praise it, we idolize it, right? But it's just a game. Did I play football? No, I didn't. That was not my calling. But I'm just saying, if Jordan Peele's movie doesn't allow you to have criticisms or just have some kind of some kind of reflection, and that's the whole point about it. I think it was beautiful though. The cinematography was absolutely amazing. Did I like all of No, but I can't help but say Jordan Peele has done it again, in my opinion, and that's the point. This movie, along with all of his other movies, is not going to please the crowd. I don't think it's necessary to. But that's the beauty about his art. It's a point, it's a reason, it's a means to an end that he's getting. And so with that, I would have to give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah. I think that, I'll probably maybe a 7, because there could be a little bit of, I would say the ending got a little murky for me. It was like, you're starting to wrap it up. So that was one of my things there. But other than that, please go watch him. I thought it was very interesting. There are some things that I will also pick out. One other thing, Cam, and he was a faithful individual. He had a Christian, boom, simplest put, right? But even though there's this form of a mask of saying what he wanted to highlight in this movie also was that some individuals who may even, I have a lot of friends that are, highly devoted Christians. I'm not saying that that's the case, but with some individuals, and that's even with careers, that's even with other people's jobs, like just going and doing just a normal 9 to 5, right? There are things that you would have to sacrifice to make it from good to great or to GOAT status. And I think that was one of the things that Cam had to sacrifice. And they demonstrated that in a very symbolic, but very a subtle way. And all has to just do with the way his chain sat in certain scenes. I'm going to leave you with that Easter egg. And so with that, leave your thoughts in a comment. Go see the movie, right? Go see the movie and then leave your comments like, yes, I agree. Yes, or no, I don't disagree. I think this sucks. That's the point, guys. That's the whole point. If you can't have thorough discourse, then you can't have connection. So with that, y'all be easy.